you are going through some kind of complex. I think you should fix your complex. I think you should deal with your complex. I'm not your problem. I think your complex is your problem. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to NENEVERSE. If you're just stumbling or passing by the street of YouTube and you're stumbling on this video, hi, welcome to my channel. Here on NENEVERSE, I talk about lifestyle, I talk about self-improvement, I talk about life, relationship, and everything in between. If this is something you're interested in, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel and welcome to the growing community. Right into this video, I'm going to be discussing signs that you may be struggling with inferiority complex. We are very fast and quick to label people as having inferiority complex. We hear a lot of people when they're having arguments or when they are having like a fight with someone else, you hear them saying, deal with your complex. I think you're going through some inferiority complex. You have to deal with your complex. You have inferiority complex. We hear that a lot of time. Now we forget that some of these people that also call other people or label other people as having inferiority complex may also be going through or struggling with inferiority complex unknowingly to them. As much as inferiority complex is a big deal, like as much as you feeling inferior where your peers are, or you feeling inferior where people are, or you think you're not doing enough, you think that someone is doing better than you are doing, as much as that is a big deal, it is also important for us to understand that inferiority complex is a part of human experience. Like somehow, one or two times in our lives, we may have gone through or we may have struggled with inferiority complex. So that's enough reason for you not to just open your mouth and tell the next person that you are going through some kind of complex. I think you should fix your complex. I think you should deal with your complex. I'm not your problem. I think your complex is your problem. Hey, do you also know that somehow, sometime in your life, you may have experienced some kind of complex? And you may not even know that you are going through or you are struggling with inferiority complex because you don't even know it. So I think it should be nice. This is not a substitute for therapy. Have in mind always that not everything I post will apply to you or your situation. So feel free to gravitate towards the video that resonates with you. That being said, let's jump. Hey guys, welcome back. Right in this video, like I said, we're going to be talking about signs that you may be struggling with inferiority complex. And like I said earlier, someone might be watching this video and saying, I don't think I go through any kind of complex. I don't think this video resonates with me. While you are at it or while you're about to think that, I just want to ask you a very simple question. If you don't have inferiority complex, if you're not going through some kind of complex, why do you have it all together? Why do you have your shit together? Why does it seem like you have your shit together? Everything is going on well for you. You have a job, you have money that you can just take care of yourself. You have, let's say, majority of the things that an adult needs to have, but you are still not satisfied with all of these things. You feel like your neighbor who has just a little, or someone who just has something lazy going on for them, is doing better than you are doing. Why do you feel that way? It's just a little feeling. It's just a subtle feeling that just springs up. It may be from you seeing someone's post, someone's status, someone's doing something for themselves, or someone actually announcing that they're starting something new or they're doing something is going on for the next person. You don't know the extent, you don't know how either the person is struggling or not struggling or managing, but somehow in your mind, you have everything going on well for you, but you were not satisfied because you saw that next person post about what they are doing next or what they feel they might be something new going on well for them. That might be a sign of inferiority complex and you don't even know it, but you are so fast to label the next person as having inferiority complex. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 signs that you are going through or struggling with inferiority complex. And number 1 on my list is constant self-doubt. If you constantly or consistently see yourself or find yourself constantly doubting yourself, you're doubting your abilities, you're doubting your ability to succeed, you're doubting your ability to do things well, you're doubting yourself. that may be a sign of inferiority complex. If you ever find yourself feeling like you're not doing enough, you're not succeeding in school, you're not doing well in your relationship, you're not good enough, you're not beautiful enough, or you're not handsome enough. First of all, why do you have to feel that you are not beautiful enough to be in a relationship? I think that's where the problem actually begins. Your thoughts, your mindset. I kind of feel like every time you see yourself, like if you wake up in the morning, you should look yourself in the mirror, like look yourself in the mirror and appreciate God's work. I feel like you're an art. I feel like you're God's art. So you can't find yourself looking down on yourself constantly. The world is constantly looking down on yourself. You know, sometimes when we talk about these things or when we read about these things, it looks like it doesn't happen. It actually really does happen. There are people out there that constantly look down on themselves. There are people that in things they're not supposed to be in because they feel like if they are not in that thing, they're not going to be valued somewhere else, or they're not going to someone else won't see their worth, even when what they are in is not good for them, or what they are in is not helping them, is not helping them grow, is not making them be the best version of themselves. They prefer to remain there. Why? Because they constantly doubt themselves. They feel like they can do enough or do better somewhere else. So they are stuck in there, remaining where they are, where they're not supposed to be because of constant self-doubt. You feel like you're not doing enough. You feel like you're not beautiful enough. You feel like someone is doing better than you are doing. Like, it's okay to feel like someone is doing better than you did, because obviously someone has to do better than you. There's someone somewhere that is doing better than you are doing. Like, that is not even something to be contesting. It's someone somewhere, someone somewhere will constantly, or we obviously do better than you are doing. So the earlier you realize that life is not a competition, except you make it a competition for yourself, the better for you. And when you in your head make life a competition, when you in your head make life a race for you and someone else who doesn't even care about you, who doesn't even know that the person is in a race with you, it becomes a problem now, because you're constantly wanting to meet up with that person, even without the person's knowledge. And you're seeing yourself not even meeting up with that person, or meeting up to that person's whatever race or whatever level the person has gotten to. And because you cannot get to that level, you begin to feel inferior. You begin to feel like there's something special about that person that is not special about you. That becomes a problem. So if you find yourself constantly having self-doubt, doubting your abilities, your ability to do well, your ability to be good enough, your ability to hold things tight, your ability to do better than you are doing right now, it may be a sign of inferiority complex and you need to fix it. Number 2 on my list is perfectionism. If you have an all or nothing mentality, or you feel like you have to be perfect in order to be successful, that may be a sign of inferiority complex. I know you didn't know, I didn't know too, but right now we know because we are learning. Yeah, if you feel like you have to be all around perfect to be all around successful, that is a problem. Because first of all, no one is perfect. You can never find a perfect person. I mean, the only perfection we look at is Jesus Christ. And at this point, we're not talking about Jesus Christ. We're talking about human beings. There's no perfect human on earth. So if you feel like in your head that something has to be perfect for it to be successful, then you may just be struggling with inferiority complex. Now, understand that it is one thing to want something to be done perfectly. It is also another thing to feel like if something is not perfect, it cannot be successful. Those are two different things. Things can also be successful even in its imperfections, right? It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a task, it could be anything. It could be you as a human being. You are imperfect, but you can be successful. So if you get to the point where you're beginning to think that you have to be all or nothing to be successful, you might just be struggling with inferiority complex, right? So I can actually pass for a perfectionist because I want things to be done perfectly. I want things to be done the right way and all that. But I can't, the moment I begin to feel like if it's not done perfectly, I cannot succeed, I'm beginning to feel inferior. I'm beginning to feel like I cannot pass this level. I cannot get to this level. And that's not the right way to live. So the moment you realize that we are all imperfect beings and we can succeed even in our imperfections, trust me, you've passed that level of inferiority complex. And don't get me wrong when I said in the beginning of this video that inferiority complex is part of human experience. So it is okay to feel that way, but don't feel that way for too long. It becomes a problem when you are tied down in inferiority complex. It's like, I am living in inferiority complex. This is just who I am. I can't work on it. I can't grow past it. It becomes a problem. So if you constantly see yourself, or you have the all or nothing mentality, you feel like if it's not perfect, it can't be successful. Then right there, you need to really slow down, because you might just be struggling with inferiority complex. Number 3 on my list is social withdrawal, or social withdrawal, however you may term it or call it. Now, if you are see yourself withdrawing socially, from your peers, from your friends, from a gathering, because you feel like you're not in those people's level, or you feel like those people are doing better than you are, so you can't be in their midst because they're going to look down on you or something. You are thinking it for yourself. Those people are not thinking that way. It's you who has that in your head. So if you find yourself withdrawing socially, or socially withdrawing, then you might just be struggling with inferiority complex. This does not apply all the time. Don't get me wrong. This does not work or apply all the time. Like I said in the beginning of this video, what I'm posting may not apply to you or your situation, right? So just feel free to resonate or gravitate towards the one that resonates with you, basically. So now, if you find yourself, there are situations where people, they are invited for events, they are, they may have been seeing your status, may have been seeing your updates and everything. So they have put you in a kind of pedestal. They feel like this person has it all together. This person have their shit together. This person has gotten to this level of life that I haven't gotten to. So I can no longer mingle with this person. Why? You are thinking for them. They haven't told you. They haven't acted in such a way to make you feel like they're no longer in your level. But it's you who's seated somewhere in your house thinking that way. You are feeling like these people are doing better than you are doing. So when you are called out for events, when you're called out for a hangout, you're called out to probably, mingle with these people, you withdraw. Because somehow in your head, you feel like those people, they've made it, or they've gotten to a point, they're coming to show off. Actually, let me put it that way. They're coming to show off, or, instead of me going out there when I have nothing to prove, I haven't even made it, I don't have anything, maybe I don't have good clothes to wear, or if you start thinking that way and then you begin to withdraw, you see yourself giving instances like, I don't think I can make it, I don't think I'll have the time, I don't think I'll have the chance. But deep down, you know that on that day, you are doing absolutely nothing. It may be a sign of inferiority complex. You may be struggling with inferiority complex because no one is actually stopping you. No one is thinking about what you're wearing. No one is thinking about what the level you've gotten to. No one cares about that. It's you who has in your mind and your head concluded on that. I feel like that's a lot. That's really a lot to deal with. And it's a sign of inferiority complex. And I think it should be fixed. Really be fixed. You can't continue feeling like other people are doing better than you are doing. You don't know people. My dad used to say that every lizard always have their stomach on the ground. So the fact that every lizard have their stomach on the ground, it just shows that they have their problems. You don't know which is going through whatever problem or issues they are going through, because all of their stomachs are on the ground, basically. So I feel like everyone out here is going through one thing or the other. So if you put it upon yourself that you want to start comparing or thinking, or how people see you, how people perceive you, how people think you should dress or should talk or should appear, or the level you've gotten to, there's a way you need to act or behave so people don't, that becomes entirely a problem to you, because those people don't even know you. They don't even care. They don't even think about you. Don't you think about that? Those people may not even be thinking about you. So why not just chill and live your adulthood? and enjoy your adulthood. Be a human being. Just enjoy your life and live without all of those thoughts, all of those, so much of what do people think about me, how do people see me, how do people perceive me. If you keep on living on that, you are going to be living other people's lives. I always say this. The moment you start thinking or worried about what anyone else thinks about you or feels about the things that you post or the things that you don't post, or the level you've gotten to, you begin to live a different kind of life. It means it feels like you're living those people's kind of life, but not because now you're beginning to walk on eggshells because you probably don't want to hurt them or you want to remain on that pedestal they've placed you, basically. So if you find yourself withdrawing socially because you feel like the people you're going to meet are doing better than you are doing, they are doing gotten to a level you haven't gotten to, you feel it in your head, they haven't told you, they haven't acted in that manner towards you, then you may be struggling with inferiority complex and you need to fix it. Number 4 on my list is fear of failure. The fear of failure, the fear to fail. I would always say that failure is not a disease. Failure is not a disease. It's not a disease, basically. The moment you begin to understand that failure is part of life, the moment you begin to understand that failure is part of human experience and existence, I think you would thrive more as a human being and as an adult. Because from the moment you feel like you failing is a big deal, is a problem, or you're breaking some kind of rule, or you're not doing enough, what are people going to say? People are just going to talk for the moment. And life continues. It's as simple as that. Now, if you have the fear of failing, so because you're scared of failing, you remain in a place, you don't try new things. You want to do new things, but you're scared that when you do this thing, you're going to fail. I'm going to use an instance. I know that I started a business and it's very small. I don't know the in and out of business and everything. I'm just trying to still do it. I said in my last video that I was so scared. I was so scared because one, I felt like if I start this business, are you sure people are going to patronize me? Because as a human being, there is this thing in you that you just want to start something and you want it to just be successful, but it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes it would fail, sometimes it will fail a couple times, sometimes it would just be successful like that without you feeling. Now when you have the mentality of if it fails, fine, if it succeeds, fine, you would thrive more. But if you have the mentality of it must work, it must succeed, it's not a bad thing to have that mentality, but it's kind of dangerous. What if it doesn't succeed? Are you going to kill yourself? How are you going to feel? Now, when you begin to feel or have that feeling of being afraid of trying new things because you feel like you would fail, it may be a sign of inferiority complex. Why? Even if you fail, you can always start something. You can always start up again. Now, it becomes a problem when you feel like when you fail, you begin to think, what are people going to think? What are people going to think of me? How are people going to see me? I want to actually reiterate this. A lot of people do not care about you. That's the truth. I need you to work with this mentality of no one cares about me. No one cares about the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm posting. Because by the time you begin to see yourself as some kind of lord and you feel like people are watching you, people are looking at what you're doing, what you're posting, the life you're living, it becomes a problem. Because even when you want to do new things, you feel like those people are watching you. What would they think if I post this, if I do this? How would they see me? It becomes a problem for you. You're beginning to lead other people's lives. Now, but if you are working with the mentality of if this thing fails, it fails. Nobody cares. Nobody's looking at me. Even if people are looking at me, I mean, it's my life, it's my business, it's my shit. It's really my shit. I can deal with my shit. You thrive. That's the actual truth. If you begin to have the mentality of what would people think or say, you are living part of your life and part of other people's life. And that's not the right way to feel. That may just be a sign of you struggling with inferiority complex and you need to deal with it. You need to take risks. In those risks that you're taking, some might work out, some might fail. That's the part of being human. I mean, everything must not succeed with you or for you. And when you have this mentality, you will thrive, basically. So if you see yourself feeling like You can't start something new. You can't do new things. You can't try new things. You can't take new courses. You can't go to new places. You can start a new relationship. You cannot, start something new. You can't mingle. You can't do so many things because you're scared that it might not work out. You might just be struggling with inferiority complex and you need to fix it. The last on my list is negative self-talk. If you find yourself constantly talking to yourself negatively, looking down on yourself. When I'm talking about this negative self-talk, I always say I cannot relate. I cannot relate because I feel like you are your highest or biggest cheerleader. Have you seen me bragging about myself? No, you haven't. Have you seen me brag about myself? You haven't. If you see me brag about myself, girl, I don't think you would want to talk down on me, or anyone wants to talk down on me or say something that make me go back at night and start thinking about my life or crying and all of that. Now, this is you actually setting the standard for yourself. When you get to that level where you know that I can't talk negatively to myself, negative self-talk to myself, I can't. Instead of negative self-talk, how about positive affirmations? How about talking to yourself positively, talking to yourself nicely? I used to see people when they get compliments from people. Oh, I like your hair. Oh, I like I like the way you look. I like, the way you spoke. The next thing that comes after that compliment is, are you sure? They whine me. Oh, like, you see people that are doing better than us. You see people that, like, someone literally complimented you. I understand that it could be a joke sometimes when people say, no, they whine me, I beg now, those can pass for a joke. But have you seen people that are actually serious when you compliment them? They turn it to something else, like a competition. Please, we've not got into that. Someone literally complimented you. What happens to thank you and just moving forward? You may just be going through inferiority complex without you even knowing. Yes. Stop looking down on yourself. Stop talking negatively to yourself. Negative self-talk is definitely a sign of inferiority complex, and you need to deal with that. If that's you, if this is you that I'm talking about, if you're consistently talking to yourself negatively, consistently looking down on yourself, feeling like you're not doing enough, feeling like the next compliment you're getting is supposed to come with a biased response or a negative response or some kind of competitive response, it is a sign of inferiority complex. And you might just be struggling with inferiority complex. And please, if this is you need to start working towards becoming the best version of yourself. You have everything together. You have your shit together. You have every good things of life, but you are not satisfied with those good things of life. You are not cool. You're not comfortable. You have all of the nice shape. You are not still comfortable. You want to go extra mile. You have money. You're not comfortable. You want to go extra mile. It's okay to go extra mile, don't get me wrong. But when you are doing it with the motive of you are not enough, you're doing it with the motive that because someone has something else that I do not have, I feel like I'm incomplete. It becomes a sign of inferiority complex and you need to fix it. Yes, my dear, you need to fix it. This is 2023 and this is the 21st century. We need to become the best version of ourselves. Really, you need to become the best version of yourself. That's the truth. So if you are going through struggling with inferiority complex, it is okay. We understand it's part of human existence and human experience. Now, but it becomes a problem when you are not doing anything to come out of that. You're not doing anything to fix it. You want to remain there. It's not a part of you. It becomes a problem. So this video is for you, letting you know that if you are struggling or maybe struggling with inferiority complex, it's time for you to fix it. Yes. In our next video, I'm going to be talking about causes of inferiority complex and how to fix inferiority complex. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned one or two from this video, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, share this video to someone who might actually need it. It might be helpful to someone else. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. I love you so much. Yup. Peace out.